Hello! Today we are going to be trying creating special cable that will allow connect me this absolutely beautiful, flexible, foldable solar panel into my Goal Zeros. The biggest challenge that we've got is that Goal Zero is using custom connector that are not that easy to find, but thankfully already China is starting manufacturing connectors that basically work and act exactly the same way as the genuine one. Basically from the beginning, people who were playing with the Goal Zeros figure out that connector is exactly the same that you can find on like Dell laptop charger, and that was great cheap alternative, and this is something that you can really commonly find, and you can use it for adapting like a standard DC jack into that quite unusual connector, and it is working fine. But there is one big problem. This type of connector is not providing you any kind of waterproof connections. When if we take a look at the genuine Goal Zero, we've got that plastic thing that is acting as a seal, and when you are going to be joining them together, they clicked and they make waterproof connection, and it is not only not undo on its own, but it's also making it weatherproof. So the genuine Goal Zero is a really good choice. And what I managed to find recently is that cable that was included into some sort of power station. I believe it was like from the company called All Powers. And as you can see on one end, we've got XT60 connector that was factory attached. And here we've got connector that looks like a Dell connector. But if you take a look here, we've got exactly the same waterproofing system. And if we grab those two plugs side by side, you can quickly notice that they are 100% exactly the same. And if I mate it with our genuine Goal Zero cable, of course it's make that distinctive click and make a waterproof connection. So in my personal opinion, this is absolutely beautiful. And depending on power station that you own, here you will also get that click and secure connection. So it will not undo on its own, do not create any fire risk hazard. It will nicely click and stay attached. And of course exactly the same thing happening with the genuine one, that it go into that and make this connection secure. Let's begin from taking a look at this solar panel that I recently purchased, and the build quality is superb. And what is also very interesting, I like it much more than genuine Goal Zero, and that's because it was created by some different material. You can see that it is like a totally waterproof. This is not something that you are usually finding like a canvas. Here I've got the older Goal Zero, and you've got that canvas feeling, as you can see, and you've got that regular solar panel. And basically this is standard, and you are going to be finding exactly the same on the different one. Here you've got the newer cells with the better efficiency, but in general it is not like totally waterproof, because the water will go through, and on the back you will have all the wiring, while here all the wiring are laminated inside, and I'm pretty sure it will not let any water seep through. To some extent it reminds me very much military gear that are being laser cut, so you can get like attachments to your MOLLE vest, they are laser cut, and this is the feeling they are giving. So this is very nice solar panel for the outdoor use, and as you can see you've got some sort of movement, so it fit perfectly in your backpack and will not crash. But the biggest problem with this unit is our DC 19 volt output that is using standard DC barrel jack, And here is wire that I managed to purchase from some sort of solar panel. And we've got exactly the same connector that is securely attaching here. Those MC4 connectors are not going to be used by me, so the plan is that we are going to be cutting it. Then we are going to be soldering the XT40 connectors, and we are going to be joining them with this cable. So basically we are going to be creating special cable that goes from here into our goal zeros. And in between I will have ability to unplug it and use for a very specific reason. And that another special use case is using top cap for the military BB2590 batteries with use of this FCS adapter that on site we've got this XT60 plug. So I will able to fit it into my military battery, and then from military battery go into like this goal zero, and I will be able to run the inverter from the battery. So I will get more than one use out of this cable. So we are going to be beginning our operation with taking a look at this beautiful cable, and I extremely enjoy it, and I would be happy to purchase more. I think I've got it from the all power solar panel, and as you can see it is dividing those red and black, but in the middle you've got that professional looking joining port, which will make it great for use with the XT60 plug. So let's begin our job with cutting this wire and making them the equal length. So this is what I would like to have. I would like to have both of them at the exactly same length. So we go like this. Then we are going to be attaching this beautiful cover that is going to be making that plug looks much nicer. And let me check, will it go like bidirectional way? And looks like yes, so we can put it like this. It will no matter where is the positive and where is negative. This is quite interesting choice of that plug, because technically it is a male plug, but inside you've got female. So you can tell me in the comment, would you call it male or female? But what I know that we need to find one that is going to be mating, and this will make a great connection. And here we've got indication that this is our negative, and this is going to be our positive. And let me take a look. And here you can take a look that we've got a marking that is telling us that this is positive, and this is going to be also positive. So absolutely beautiful plug. Let's start with our positive. So here we've got positive. We are going to be grabbing it like this. Then we grab our soldering iron and we nicely pre-tin that. So we go like this, and here we also need to add some solder inside, and as you can see it starts looking really beautiful. And then the trick is to join them together, maybe add a little bit of solder. Yes, little bit. And you tell me how it's presenting. Because in my personal opinion, we managed to do a really good job. So now let's rotate it upside down and repeat our process. So we are going to be adding a little bit of solder inside, like fill it. Then we are going to be pre-tinning that, so it's not going to be sucking all the solder. We go like this, and we are going to be nicely sliding it like this. And you tell me, will it look okay? And to make it look more professional and hide those soldering points, we are going to be sliding it here like this. And of course you can add a little bit of glue or silicone to make it more permanent, but I do not need it. And we click it in place, and you tell me, how it's presenting. I think that looks pretty professional. And of course, what we need to do, we need to join those two terminals together. And as you can see, we've got a beautiful job. And let's just check, will it fit? And of course, it must fit. Let me unfold this panel, but most likely we will not generate any electricity. So most likely it will show us nothing. But what we should be able to do with this set is actually plug it straight here. And if we would expose it to the sun, we should get a reading. So as you can see, by following those simple steps, we managed to create our custom cable. And if I ever change the solar panel and I need to get a different style of connectors, then the only thing I have to do is swapping that XT60 that, as you can see, is extremely easy to solder, and I can reuse that cable. And from technical point of view, you can also grab cable that looks like this. On one end you've got the cigarette lighter, and here you've got exactly the same type of plug. So as you can see, we managed to make absolutely beautiful job. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you find that interesting. See you next time, and bye bye.